Hello everyone. In this video, we will look at the brand new automated Kubernetes fleet operations capability introduced by Rafay. Fleet operations enables a consistent and automated way of performing a series of actions on a fleet of clusters that can be either one cluster or even 1,000 clusters. We will also look at a demo on upgrading a fleet of EKS clusters, which includes a deprecated API check as part of the pre-hook. Let's start with a high-level architecture of various components involved. A fleet plan is a Uber construct which defines the scope, targets, and actions, including the pre and post hooks that will be performed on the clusters. So what does the workflow look like? Users start by logging into Rafay and creating a fleet plan and executing it. The workflow starts with running of pre-hooks on the target clusters, followed by the core operation, and finally running post-hooks. Rafay provides a rich dashboard which has real-time status of each step for the entire fleet of target clusters. Moving on to our demo. In this demo, we have a fleet of 2 clusters. We start with a pre-hook that checks and lists all the deprecated Kubernetes APIs for these clusters. As part of the core operation, we will be upgrading our fleet of EKS clusters from EKS version 1.23 to 1.24. And finally, we will validate the success of upgrade through a post hook. As mentioned, this is our project which consists of 2 EKS clusters on version 1.23. As we move to our fleet plan section, we see our fleet plan fleet.js. Let's look at the various components of this fleet plan by clicking on the edit button. When we expand our operation, you can see that we have a pre-hook, an action, and a post-hook. As part of the pre-hook, we are going to check for deprecated Kubernetes APIs. In this demo, we are just going to list the deprecated APIs rather than failing the pre-hook. Moving on to the core operation, which is the action here, we are going to upgrade the clusters to the Kubernetes version 1.24. If you remember, the existing version of the clusters is 1.23. And the post hook, as part of the post hook, we are going to validate the clusters to make sure that the upgrade completed successfully and the cluster is back online with the ready state. The fleet selectors enables users to identify the targets and select them using either labels or projects or a combination of both. The same configuration can be defined and viewed in either the form factor which we just witnessed or YAML format that you can see on the screen now. The next step is to go back to our fleet plan and execute it. As you can see, the fleet plan has various states that define the current state of each of the cluster. Right now, the state is changing from pending to waiting, and it will move to in progress state once the pre-hook execution starts on both the clusters. As you can see, the pre-hook execution completed successfully, and we are listing all the deprecated APIs that are applicable for each of these clusters. As I informed earlier, as part of this demo, we are only listing the deprecated APIs. Rather, you could also fail if there are any deprecated APIs dependent on each of the cluster. The next step, as you see, is execution of the upgrade. As you go to each of the cluster, you can see that the control plane upgrade is in progress. Fast forwarding a bit, and you can see that control plane upgrade completed successfully, and node groups are getting upgraded right now. As we move along, we will start seeing the completion of the upgrades and the post took execution as well. There we go. One of the clusters upgrade completed successfully, and it's reflecting in the status. And the post hook completed successfully as well, which means the cluster upgrade completed successfully, followed by the cluster brought back online and in ready state. And also you can see the upgrade jobs that executed successfully, all the steps, and also the status of the cluster is in operational status of the cluster is in ready state, and the new version has been reflected on the clusters. That concludes our demo. Thank you for watching.